So I'm setting you up on the whiskey bottle as you watch me with my baggy shorts. Let's do some squats, bruv. Hydration check. Water and squats equals unlimited power. So you've probably heard the song lyrics or the quote or whatever the fuck it is. Girls just want to have fun. Is it true? Fucking right it is, mate. Doesn't matter how attractive you are physically. Doesn't matter what kind of physique you've got. Doesn't matter how much money you've got. If you're a boring cunt, and I'm willing to get demonetized to tell you this because it means so much, because I've seen it twice already since being in Thailand, which I'm going to talk about in a second. It doesn't matter what you've got going for you. If you are boring, if you're not fun to be around, if your energy is just dull or just weird, it's going to be a big turn off for women. Now, you've probably heard me speak about this before, about, you know, just be a fun person to be around, have good energy, all this kind of stuff. When you're in the club, the reason you're probably turning girls off is because you're a bit boring, and when they speak to you, they're just, this guy's got really nothing going for him. You know, dance in the club. You know, you get those guys who just stand there with the drinks, like, trying to look cool. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You're in a club. What have you come to the club for? I could have done that at home. I could have just stood on the balcony with my drink and just gone, listen to the speaker by myself. I didn't need to go to the club to do that. You've gone there to dance, so fucking dance. Loosen up a bit, bro. Fucking hell. Pisses me off. Anyway, listen. I don't want any of my boys to be weird like that. So how do we actually make you a more fun person? Because this is honestly a tough one for me to try and figure out. I have to sit there and think about it. Usually things just come to me, but this is one of that to genuinely sit and think, how can you be a more fun person? What makes you fun to be around? Comment what you think down below. I'm going to tell you what I think just now, but first I want to tell you two stories. I am here in Thailand with my girl, as you probably already know, and my girl has some friends that also live in Thailand. Those friends previously didn't like me when they saw my YouTube channel. They're the ones that I spoke about in that heartbreak video, right? They told her basically, you know, be careful, he's a player, don't waste your time with him, etc, etc. They didn't like me just from judging me from my YouTube channel. Completely understandable. Nothing against them for that. Now, I remember telling my girl, listen, when I meet your friends, I promise you right now, not one of them will dislike me. Being likable is a skill. And the reason I can say that, and it doesn't sound arrogant, is because it's a skill that I've built up. It's something I know how to do. I know how to make people like me. I'm very confident in the fact that if you met me in real life, maybe on YouTube I sound like a bit of a dick, I sound a bit arrogant, maybe I sound a bit full of myself. Obviously the marketing side of things with the titles and the thumbnails, don't take that at face value at all. It's just to get views. I want to seem arrogant. I want to seem like a dickhead when it comes to the titles and stuff. So I don't really take that in terms of my personality. It's just a marketing tactic. However, in real life, it's an absolute skill you can build up. So when I met these friends, her friends, in Thailand for the first time, the one thing they said about me was, you know what? He's fun. He dances in the club. He listens to the same music, which is obviously just a bonus. But when I listened to the music, I remember we were driving in the car on the way back from the airport when I first got here. We were just dancing along to singing in the back seat to fucking Central C and Little TJ, Pop Smoke, my kind of music. And I like to sing. I like to just dance along to it. I'm just going to sit there like bobbing my head. It's just boring. I want to sing, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Or let it out. And yeah, I met these people and they just said, yeah, you know what? He's fun. And now, since being here for a whole month, I've spent a considerable amount of time with these two friends who previously didn't like me. We went to the fucking PP Islands, Phuket together. We had a really good time, snorkeling, everything. You know, we're pretty cool now. And the reason for that is just because I'm a fun person to be around. And I know, again, it sounds arrogant, it sounds big-headed for me to tell you my positive traits like this, but you can learn something from it because I never used to be like this. That's why I'm able to say it, right? So I was in the club. One time it happened. We were, I believe this was in Phuket, I think it's like an island in Thailand, right? And we went there to this club, who's probably the 13th best club in the world, I think it's called. We're in this club, and these two guys come over. Physically very attractive guys, you know, the big guys, the muscly, whatever. They look like they're in good shape, low body fat, etc. Good looking face. These Turkish guys. He's got the beard, he's got the jawline. Fucking fit guy, bro. Do you know what I mean? I can see the appeal. I'm not even gay. I was with my girl, and her two girlfriends were by themselves, just dancing. We were all kind of just dancing in a group, having a good time. These two Turkish guys come over that they've already met before previously. They come over, and they start talking, whatever, and you're allowed to smoke in the clubs as well, so they were smoking. And the whole time, Because I remember the two Turkish guys at one point just randomly walked off. I think they went to the toilet or they got a drink or something. I remember asking the girlfriends, like, where did they go? What's going on? And they're like, oh, just gone wherever. And I was like, well, there's nothing happening. They're not going to make a move. And I remember asking my girl, like, why is nothing going on here? What the fuck are these guys doing? Are they not supposed to be getting on, these girls? And she said, yeah, but they're too shy. They're just boring. And I was like, bro, it's such a shame that these two physically attractive guys, right, more attractive than myself, have little to no success with the women that they're currently surrounding themselves with because they're too shy to do anything. They're too boring to do. They weren't even dancing, bro. Like this. Just swaying very, very slowly side to side. What is, you look stiff, bro. Do you know what I mean? Move a bit. And again, it happened again in a different club. Same thing, these two guys. Now, these guys, fair enough, they would dance, but they were just a bit weird. And again, this is what I'm saying. Don't be weird, don't be boring. Remember when I told you boys that? There's two things you can't do with women. Don't be a fucking weirdo, don't embarrass them, and don't be a boring cunt. If you can learn how to do that, if you can self-analyse and be introspective and realise, what did I do wrong in that situation? Why did I turn that girl away? Why did she look repulsed by me? Why did she say no to me? Yeah, maybe it's something that out of your control. Maybe she's got a boyfriend. Maybe she doesn't give a shit. Maybe she's lesbian. Whatever, right? But the best growth you're going to get is assuming that it was something that you did wrong. Analyse yourself. Try and work on it. Become better. Okay? Now, when I was in this club for the second time, again, these two guys were dancing, but they were just a bit weird. They had weird energy, like desperate, kind of like just trying too hard to impress kind of energy, right? And again, this is nothing you should force. I don't think you should force. Maybe they're just like that and that's who they are. Cool, fair enough. Some girls are like that. But it's also having a social intelligence, having that social awareness to understand when you're pushing the boundaries, when you're coming across as a little bit desperate, when you're coming across as a little bit just weird or a bit making people feel uncomfortable. Understanding by the facial expressions, by the body language, by the way they move around you, how close they are to you. I rarely ever have a situation where a girl feels uncomfortable being close with me. You know, all the time they'll touch my chest when they're talking to me, they'll grab my arm when they're talking to me, they'll try any excuse to get closer. And it's because I've understood social intelligence. I know how to make people feel comfortable. And I'm also I'm not a weirdo. I smell nice, I'm hygienic. Do you know, just normal shit that make people feel okay being near you. Like, just work on that first. Fundamentals, right? Like, for example now, look at the fucking state of the facial hair, bro. All I've been doing while I'm out here is just having sex. And doing crazy shit I've never done before. So the testosterone's going through the roof. And the facial hair is kind of just crazily growing, bro. My beard growth has never been this mad, and this is only after a couple of days. If I let it grow, I might actually be able to start getting some progress for once, but it's a bit scruffy. Do you know what I mean? If I left this right now, you can see how it looks scruffy. Take care of yourself, groom yourself, take pride in your appearance, right? These are simple things. I'm not even going to talk about these in this video because it's just bare minimum shit, but I just want to throw it in there because some of you boys are still out here with scruffy, patchy beards. And if you're like myself and you can't grow a beard naturally quite easily with, you know, all the connections and shit is still a bit patchy, just shave it, bro. Shave it until you get a bit older and it starts becoming a bit more prominent. As you can see right now, this is more prominent than it used to be. Just wait. Time is your best friend in this situation. Don't try and force it. If it looks scruffy, sort yourself out. Okay? And with that being said, these two guys, the reason they bottled it, the reason they didn't get any success with the two girls, I was literally looking at the guys and being like this, oh, fucking, you know, trying to like, get on there. The girls, I know for a fact the girls want it. So fucking get in there, bro. What are you doing just standing next to me, bro? Go and dance with her. Dickhead. So, okay, those two situations happened. I like to analyse things. I asked myself, what was it? I even asked my girl, what did I do wrong there? Why were the girls not feeling it? And she just said, they're just boring. I was like, fair enough. The girls more wanted to dance with me and my girl than the fucking guys. Because we're just having a good time. Let's fucking go. Central C comes on. How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay. Do you know what I mean? Just fully going for it. But I don't give a fuck. And if you ask yourself why, what is it that makes people fun to be around? Well, number one, I think it's a lack of concern for what other people think. Easier said than done, but it's definitely something you can train. Every time you get the thought of like, oh God, I don't want to do this, even though I feel like doing it, it feels authentic to me. Right now, recording this video, this is authentic to me. This is what I want to do. Now, if someone was to walk in and see me for recording the videos, it might feel a bit awkward. I might feel like wanting to hide it. Because it just is. I'm just talking to the phone by myself. It's a bit awkward, right? But for me to be authentic and true to myself and confident in myself without being too over concerned with what other people think, the way I can do that is by resisting. Not resisting, but I guess Not listening to that thought of, oh, I shouldn't do this because this person might think this. Don't listen to those thoughts. They're not going to serve you in any way. When I'm in the club, I used to, when I was younger, when I was like 18, 19, think to myself, oh, I don't really want to dance because people are going to think I'm awkward, or what if people laugh at me, or what if I get, what if I make myself look embarrassing, or whatever. Now I just don't give a fuck. I just go in there and I'm doing whatever I want. I don't care. If I make myself look embarrassing, fuck it, I'll laugh with them. I don't give a shit. I want to dance, so that's what I'm going to do. I want to sing along to fucking Central C and Pop Smoke, that's what I'm going to do. I don't hold myself back in that way in fear of what other people might think. And because of that, I'm able to fully express myself. A lot of these guys are just insecure. A lot of these guys that are, they're fucking physically attractive guys, but they're insecure in terms of the way they express themselves. They feel like in order to be attractive, they have to act as alpha male, I have to act in a certain way. I will steal your bitch, dancing, doing whatever I fucking want to do, making a fool of myself, more than you will just standing there, tensing your jawline, trying to act like a bad man. I promise you that right now. So number one is not being too concerned with what other people think, just embracing your authentic self, just fucking going for it, do what you want to do, fuck what anyone else thinks, you live once. I'm not going to the club to stand there and drink my drink and get this out, poison my body with alcohol to not have a fucking good time. If I'm going to do all that, you best believe I'm fucking dancing. Even if I'm sober, I'll do the same thing. I don't need alcohol to do that shit. You boys know that. So everything that I do in my day-to-day life, I'm doing it because I want to do it. Not in a selfish way, but it's because it's authentic to who I am, right? If I feel like just busting out a dance in the middle of 7-Eleven in Thailand, I'm going to do it. Maybe a certain song will come on and I'll just start dancing in the middle of the fucking convenience store. My girl will be laughing at me and will be like, stop, play punching me, whatever. Cool. Just be you. And I know that sounds cliche, and how can you actually do that? Well, whatever feels right, whatever feels authentic, whatever the first thought that you get when it comes to your actions should be usually the one that you act on, as long as it's not stupid or dangerous or hurting anybody else, right? If it feels true and authentic, just fucking do it. And you can usually tell because there's usually a fear, and the fear is directed to what other people are going to think. That's when you know it's authentic. If I'm meditating out in the park and I think, I shouldn't be doing this because other people might think I'm weird, that's when I know, okay, that's what I need to work on. That's where the authenticity skill will grow if I resist those thoughts. That makes sense? I think also as well, just be positive to be around, be grateful for life, just enjoy life, and you can do that through a gratitude kind of positive mindset. Everything that I do in my life, I never complain about things, so I try not to, at least. I'm not going to pretend I'm perfect. I never complain about things. I'm not very negative. I look at things in a very peaceful and positive and just blissful way. I just like life. I like being alive. I just love experiencing things. I will literally just randomly, I'll be in this bed just sat next to my girl, or I'll be watching Netflix with her, and I'll just randomly just start busting out laughing. And she's like, what are you doing? What are you laughing at? What's so funny? I'll be like, I don't know, I'm just happy. Because it'll all just randomly hit me at some, I'll be there holding her in my arms, and she'll look at me with cute little eyes, and I'll think, you look so fucking beautiful. Netflix is on, I'm making a shit ton of money, my life's going good, I'm in fucking sick shape, I'm healthy as fuck. Everything's just good. And on top of that, I'm grateful for everything as well. So it's like that level of positivity that I've created for myself in both physical and mental, fucking hair, bruv, makes me just a positive person to be around, and that's naturally more fun, right? So talk to people as well. I think that's another good one. A lot of you boys are just terrified to say things. Say what you want to say, even if it's embarrassing. Learn to laugh at yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously. That is a skill you can learn to work on as well. Start off small. Start off by little things, like maybe you get in a group conversation. This is what I used to struggle with when I was younger. I didn't want to tell a story, especially in groups, because everyone would look at me and I'd think, oh, fuck, if I tell the story wrong, or if I embarrass myself, or if it's not a good story, everyone's going to judge me. Now I just tell it anyway. Not only are my storytelling skills amazing now, but also, I just don't give a fuck. I don't care if I embarrass myself, because I'm able to laugh it off. I'm able to not take myself too seriously, because I understand that, number one, no one else gives a shit anyway, but number two, neither do I. In the grand scheme of things, I don't actually care. It might hurt my ego for a little bit if I get embarrassed in front of people in that present moment, but 2 days later, I'm not going to give a fuck, cracking on to the next thing. And you need to remember that too. So being fun is the number one thing you can do if you want to be more attractive right now. It's the thing that you can literally control. Just be more fun. Stop taking yourself too seriously. Have a positive mindset. Look at the world in a nice, positive way. Loosen up a bit. Stop being so stiff. Move your body more. Do you know what I mean? Open your body language. Say what you want to say. Be authentic. Be true to yourself. And look how many fucking girls you get when you walk into that club. The amount of friends I've made. Bro, I remember I walked outside this bathroom as well, outside of McDonald's in Thailand, and because I'm a foreigner here, they call it Phalang, right? If I'm pronouncing it correctly, Phalang. They call it a Phalang, which means foreigner in Thai, and it's very like they look at you as if you're a celebrity. I walked outside the bathroom. My girl was still in the bathroom, and these 3 guys were there taking pictures of themselves for Instagram, like posing and shit, whatever. And they looked at me, and one of the guys was looking at me, so I kind of just went, "You alright, bro? How you doing?" And he couldn't really understand my English, so he kind of responded like, "Oh, hi, sawadee kap," whatever, which means hello in Thai. Sawadee kap. It's kind of like greeting in Thailand. I've learned a lot of the language as well, bringing out here. It's fucking sick, bro. I'm a quick learner, mate. I can speak Thai easy now, you know what I mean? And I kind of just dapped him up. I was like, "Sawadee kap, how you doing? What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. Nice to meet you." Met all his friends. And then they all said, picture. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. What, do you want me to take a picture of you guys? And then they stood next to me. I was like, oh, all right. I feel fucking famous right now, bro. Do you know what I mean? They all took pictures with me. I was like, nice one, boys. Let me see it. Oh, cool. Put that on your Instagram, yeah? Nice one. And I felt like a YouTube sensation. They had no idea who I was, but it was just because I was Phalang, bro. Because I was a white boy. They were like, all right, let's get a picture with the weird alien Phalang white boy. We've never seen a white guy before. So that was funny, but it's that level of positivity that I exude into the world. The fact that I'm willing to not judge anyone that I meet. I open myself up to everybody. I'm willing to meet people, to talk to people, etc., etc. My girl's messaging me. Fucking distractions, bruv. Love you, baby. Don't worry about it. But listen, the fact that I'm willing to just meet everyone, make eye contact, speak to people, I never judge anybody. I can make friends with literally anyone. It's a skill that I've got in the club because I'm dancing. I'm the one that's fucking going for it. Everyone else is standing there boring as fuck. Me and my girl, we're just having a fucking good time. Do you know what I mean? Just enjoying life. Everyone swarms around me. Everyone's kind of, I don't want to sound too arrogant. Everyone's, I guess, drawn to the energy. I see people looking, and when they do look, you know what I mean? I make eye contact. I nod my head. I gun fingers, whatever, thumbs up, whatever it may be. I dap him up. Literally yesterday in the club, some guy was dancing with his girl, grinding on his girl. I was doing the same with mine. We both kind of looked at each other as like a, go on lad, like a proud moment kind of thing. We both looked at each other and went, and then he kept looking at me. I think he was kind of just curious again, Phalang, white boy. He kept looking at me. So I just literally reached my arm out because we weren't too far away. Dapped him up. Yeah, whatever, having a nice time, dancing with him. And then there you go, friend again. I make friends just like that easily. And it's because of that positive energy. Just by the way I talk to you on this video right now, I'm tired as fuck. You know what I mean? I was out partying last night, boozing. I still come on the camera with energy. And that's something that you can always control. So never ever, fucking mushroom head, never, take life too seriously because you're going to die one day anyway. You've got one spin around this earth. Fucking enjoy it. Stop being so over-concerned. What is the worst that could happen? Okay, people laugh at you. They genuinely laugh at you in a malicious way. And they're trying to insult you. Bat it off. Alright, fuck it. Well, clearly I don't want to spend time with you guys then. Cool. That's the worst possible case scenario. That's never happened to me ever. Even if people do laugh at me in a malicious way, I'm so confident in who I am as an individual because of the work that I've done, because of the mindset that I've got. It doesn't even bother me. I don't care because I know who I am. In brutal honesty, I know whether or not what they're laughing about is actually true to who I am as a person. So it doesn't really affect me. Just keep that in mind. I don't want to drag this out much longer. But listen, bro. If you've watched this far into the video, comment the word rapid down below in the description. The gains aren't looking as good as they used to because fucking hell, boys. We're slacking a little bit. I'm working out every day, but it's just not to the full capacity that I do in England, so the lighting's a bit dodged too. But anyway, whatever. Listen, boys, pleasure to see you as always. Comment the word rapid down below if you watch this far into the video, and I will see you soon, my boy, alright?